I don't think it's fair, and you don't have to stare in my direction. And life will continue on, and sad loves will be forgotten only if you try. Times will follow us down, one after the others, until all we have are memories, until all we have are memories. But at least we won't be forgotten. Travel down a dusty road, seeing more with every day. That all I need are these guitar strings, and all I need, that all I need are these guitar strings.
Nobody knew where he came from, they only knew he came in. Slowly he walked to the end of the bar and ordered up one slug of gin. I could see that he wasn't a large man, I could tell that he wasn't too tall. I judged him to be just about 5'3", and his voice was a soft Texas drawl. He said he was needing some wages before he could ride for the West. Said he could do most all kind of work, and said he could ride with the best. But there in his blue eyes was sadness that comes from the need of a friend. And though he tried, he still couldn't hide the loneliness there deep within. He said he would work through the winter for 30 a month, and his boy started to say where he might land a job when a fella came in through the door. I could tell he was looking for trouble from the way that he came stomping in. He told me to leave Shorty there by himself, come down and wait on a man. Well, the eyes of the little man narrowed, and the smile disappeared from his face. Gone was the friendliness there I had seen, and a wild look of hate took its place. But the big one continued to mock him, and he told me that I'd better go find him a couple of glasses of milk, then maybe Shorty would grow. When the little man spoke, there was stillness. He made sure that everyone heard. Slowly he stepped back away from the bar, and I still remember these words. Oh, it's plain that you're looking for trouble. Trouble's what I try to shun. If that's what you want, then that's what you'll get, because cowboy, we're both packing guns. Oh, his hand was already positioned, and his feet wide apart on the floor. I hadn't noticed, but there on his hip was a short-barreled Bat 44. It was plain he was ready and waiting. Then he leaned a bit forward and said, when you call me shorty, say mister, my friend. Maybe you'd rather be dead. In the room was a terrible silence as the big one stepped out on the floor. All drinking stopped, and the tick of the clock said that death would wait 10 seconds more. Oh, he cursed once or twice in a whisper, and he said with a snarl on his lips, nobody's mister to me, little man. And he grabbed for the gun on his hip. But the little man's hand was like lightning, and the Bat 44 was the same. The 44 spoke, and it sent Latin smoke and 17 inches of flame. For the big one had never cleared leather, was beaten before he could start. A little round hole had appeared on his shirt. The bullet went clear through his heart. And the little man stood there a moment, then he holstered the Bat 44. It's always this way, and so I never stay. Slowly he walked out the door. Nobody knew where he came from. They won't forget he came by, and they won't forget how a 44 gun one night made the difference in size. As for me, I'll remember the sadness that was shown in the eyes of a man. If we meet someday, you can bet I would say that it's me, Mr. Shorty, your friend. This is a song about a bad girl. Something happened to me a long time ago. Everybody was telling me how the little girl was running around. But I had a head of my own. I wouldn't listen to nobody. Father told me. My mama sat down and cried. Said, son, this woman will break your heart. She'll put you down. That's what she said. What the hell? I have loved her. Bad girl. Said mama, they call her a bad girl. All because she just wanted to be free. But I'm in love with this little girl. And I believe she loves me. But my heart feels, my lips must never confess. What the hell? And I know one thing. Yeah, well, she's a bad girl. I know. Bad girl. Bad girl. Mama, I'm in love with a bad girl. I know she's gonna break my heart and put me down. I can't help it, Mama. I'm in love. A bad girl. Bad girl. They're very good. Yeah, I said a bad girl. Bad girl.
It costs that much 'cause it takes me fucking hours. It costs that much 'cause I don't have superpowers. So you need to pay for my skills 'cause exposure doesn't pay the bills. It costs that much 'cause it takes me fucking hours. You need to pay for my skills 'cause exposure doesn't pay the bills. It costs that much 'cause it takes me fucking hours.
We have a great show for you this evening, apparently.
Oh no.
Doc! Oh no! Jesus!
I am. I'm great. There we go. Can I do that again? Cut. Action.
Hold it down.
Oh my god. I'm trying so hard.
Hold.
Wait, I got mine. Wait. Sir, this is a Wendy's.
You really are stoned, aren't you? I'm like still trying to figure out if you are or not. I've been seriously trying to figure out for so long.
All right. What's up, everybody? It's Uncle Warren here. Another edition of the Extra Bulla Secret Show. Of course, it's me, Uncle Warren, your co-host. We're going to bring the gang in here in just a second. Just want to remind you, I didn't get a chance to... well, first off, does anybody hear Vangelis? Is anybody hearing Blade Runner music? Speak now or forever shut the fuck up. No, I didn't shave my head, gamer. And I'm not a white supremacist, although I do think I'm pretty cool. Anyway, but that's neither here nor there. Our chicken overlord requires you to please like, share, and subscribe to this fine programming we're presenting to you this morning, depending on your location. We're also got fake sponsors. You forgot about Big Ernie's Chicken Shack out on the highway. Look for the dead bodies. I'm pretty sure they're nearby. And of course, Bud Spanky's Oral Sex Parlor. They suck, but that's why you go there. All right. That was stuff. Let me bring in the Hee-Haw gang here. Hopefully this works. Fingers crossed. We are all here together again. What's up, guys? And we got Willie Bragg in the house. What's up, Willie?
Hello.
Willie in that comfortable chair. We're about to tell us a story, it looks like. That chair, man. That's what that chair looks like.
Yeah, it's my main chair in the house, so, yeah.
It's a beautiful chair. Miss Jimmy, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm eating a gummy worm.
I accused Jimmy of playing video games while we were getting ready for the show, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And but she wasn't playing video games. But apparently she's eating.
Because I said this is hard, and you're like, "What's hard? You playing video games?" I'm like, "No, this song."
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Chris Legion song. You said the Chris Legion song was hard. I'm like, none of this is difficult. This show is easy.
That was a good one. I wonder if I could play video games while... No, probably not.
No, because you would be too engrossed in this show.
I did download City Skylines today.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
You just did. You know they're going to release City Skylines 2 like this year, right? So
that's why I got it. Yeah, so I can see how the new one is. City
Skylines, for the unwashed, is a city builder game. I do a few streams using City Skylines, and yes, so there's going to be a City Skylines 2 that's going to be like just phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to that. So here we are. And usually when we have a guest, it's like everything goes nuts. It's like herding cats, you know. But tonight I think it's going to be fine. We're gonna see how it works out. Jimmy and Willie too, if you want, we can all shout out the chat together. These lovely people that showed up here in the middle of the night. We got Rick's here, and Gamer is here. And we got Snork. And who else? Anonymous. Good.
We got Mr. H. And Ed Heller is here. I know I saw Cynical Girl said hi earlier.
Yeah.
And Gamer did. And Shelly. And Anthony.
We got,
We
Charlie
Need Critical
Mack's
Thinking.
here,
Charlie
too.
Mack. Get out of my head. Yes. Charlie Mack.
Charlie Mack. It's not like Charlie. It's like saying Charlie Murphy. What the 5 fingers say in the face? Slap. I'm Rick James, bitch. Charlie Murphy.
I like the picture that goes with it. So like when I see the picture in the face, it reminds me of like a Beatles person or something. It's cool.
Looks like the
Oh yeah. It's the usual suspects. Willie's in the chat mixing it up here. I know Dee from Around the World with Dee and Friends was here earlier. She usually pops in at the beginning to say hi. So thank you, Dee. Appreciate that. Rad Angel, good to see you. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I'm so sorry. Hang on just
Kate
a moment,
is
kids.
here. She's cleaning
Yes.
the kitchen, though.
She's doing
I'm not
domestic
eating
duties.
edibles, gamer. They're just regular gummy bears or gummy worms.
They're just regular things, you know. They're just things. You know, don't worry about it. Hey, just a programming note. I thought we were on Facebook tonight, but apparently that went tits up. So we're not on Facebook tonight. And that's the end of that announcement. I tell you, man, at least no Blade Runner. All right. Can we at least have a moment of silence for no Blade Runner? So yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. Sorry about that. And it's hot as balls in here, y'all. I mean, it's not even summer. I mean, I guess it is technically summertime, but it's been like in the 60s and like low 70s here on the East Coast, or at least in the Northeast. I know as you go further south, it gets a lot warmer. I know my sister down in Mississippi was talking about how it's already in the 90s down there. I'm pretty sure Alabama, Florida, Georgia, they're all getting the 90s down there too. You got people further south, Willie?
Well, you mean like relatives? I got
Or just
relatives in
anybody.
Florida.
Yeah. Do they ever they ever tell you how hot it is where they're at?
I haven't spoken to them in years. Yeah.
Well, it must be a cold day in hell then.
No. Yeah. My family, on my mom's side of the family, they live all around the country. I mean, they're just like spread out across the country. So.
Oh, I thought it was like my family where we just don't talk to each other because we know each other. We know how that goes. Jimmy's she has family too that she talks to sometimes, and sometimes not. I think we all just kind of do our own thing. You know, we just kind of, you know, everybody's older and the kids are all grown up and I don't have any kids and I don't really care. So, you know, every once in a while, my sister will call me, hey, you dead yet? No. Okay, me neither. Hey, what you been doing? And then we get to talking, you know, so that's usually how we start things. Are you dead yet? Very loving family, very caring, very sensitive to one another. So,
people here think I'm weird. My family locally around here, they think I'm weird.
Well, they think I'm weird too. Not your family. I don't think your family knows me. But if they did, they would say, that cat's weird. Just like Willie. Yeah. But being weird.
I run away from my family. So you all family don't talk to you. I like personally try to keep away from my family. They drive me fucking crazy. They're like all on a voice chat right now together. And I totally ignored it completely, which I would have done anyway. I mean, 2 of my nephews had a birthday party today. I didn't go. My niece has a birthday party tomorrow. I'm not going.
Yeah, I don't do birthdays. It's like I don't even do birthdays anymore. I used to it's like funerals. I don't go to funerals anymore because I've been to too many when I was younger. And I had my fill of those. And it's like, well, you should say goodbye to that person. You know, you should go pay your last respects. It's like, you're paying your last respects to a dead sack of meat. I mean, that's not the person anymore. I'm sorry, but that's not that person anymore. That person's gone. Whoever's left, that meat sack, that's all that's left. And you can't tell a meat sack goodbye and expect a reply. And if you do, then you're not at a funeral, you're at a freak show. Because when the dead start talking, wait, what? I went off on a tangent. Sorry about that. But I'm just saying though, I think that's probably psychologically, you know, this is kind of a breakthrough tonight. Psychologically, I think that's why I don't really talk to my relatives that much, because every time I see them is at a funeral. And that's that impression that every time you see this person, death is near. So you don't want to be, you know, psychologically, you don't want to be around those people. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, because you associate them with death. So yeah, I got it.
Actually, I went through 22 years without a death in the family.
Wow.
That's a long time.
Stretch. Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
My people drop like flies. We're not healthy people. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
3 relatives of mine died in one day within hours of each other in 3 different parts of the world.
Holy shit.
My mom's aunt died 2 doors down in Puerto Rico. Her nephew died an hour later in Puerto Rico, and one of her cousins died in a motorcycle accident in Peru. Wow. True story.
Damn. What's up, Anthony? I forgot to shout you out earlier. What's going on, brother?
I'm just completely different than my family. I'm like completely opposite of them. And then whenever I get together with them, like we get into serious conversations and arguments about something, and then they'll make me feel stupid. And then like a year or 2 later, they'll be doing the same thing. Like they're very religious and I'm not. So I used to go around and tease them and say like, aliens are real. I believe in aliens. And then they would call me dumb and an idiot and aliens weren't real and stuff. And then now all of a sudden my mom loves aliens and like got all like decked out. Her whole car was like the alien stuff and loves aliens. I'm just like, y'all are fucking hypocrites like a motherfucker. Y'all make me feel stupid. Not even want to be around you. And then all of a sudden you guys take it on like it's your thing now. And I don't even want to be a part of it anymore because I hate you. Fuck you. My family's fucking crazy.
Yeah, mine's kind of a mixed bag. It's kind of like nightmare fuel. Like, I would say a very sparse minority of my family is not political, but the ones that are either just straight up liberals or they're Trumpers. They're one of the two. And like I said, there may be a handful that are just like, I don't really care about either one. And I'm one of those. So whenever I get into I used to get into discussions, particularly on Facebook with family members. And I would throw that out there too. I would say, Jesus was an alien, right? No, shut up, man. You're blaspheming. No. Think about it, right? Mary goes into the garden with the angel, right? Right. And then all of a sudden she's pregnant, right? So the garden is a laboratory, and the angel is an in vitro doctor, in vitro fertilization. That's how you get a virgin pregnant. You go around the roadblock. You take the back door. You take the back roads. That's how you do it.
But they'll call you crazy and stuff. Yeah.
Or they'll say you got in vitro. I mean, one of the two. What's up, Nadia? Good to see you. But yeah, it's not so much. I guess I don't know. Everybody is just, my family is just so spread out, and like I'm pretty close with my middle sister, and even her and I, we both have our lives and we both do our separate stuff, and it's like. And then every once in a while we'll call each other and talk, and we'll talk shit about our oldest sister. That's the fun part. We'll always say like, what'd she do today? Oh yeah, you won't believe this shit, blah, 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 blah. God damn, I can't believe that, blah, 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 blah.
That's probably what my family does to me, because I'm the oldest sister. That's probably what they do to me.
That's definitely what they do to you. If anybody, absolutely. And that's not just you, that's just anybody who's the oldest of their family. I mean, there's certain benefits that you get as being the oldest, but there's also, you're going to get shit talked behind your back as the oldest too.
I know it has to be true, because I recently just got a text message from my mom saying that she apologizes for having expectations of me as the oldest daughter, and that she should have never expected me to be anybody but myself. And I've still been like pondering on that. I'm like, what did you want me to be as the oldest? And what have you been saying to everybody that like hasn't led up to your expectations all of these years? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not gonna, whatever expectations you put on me anyway, I'm gonna literally run away from them. But still, like, what did you expect?
Yeah. I was the youngest in my family, and I think what happened was my sisters, well, my oldest sister, she was very goody-goody, very religious. You know, didn't go drinking or partying or anything like that. Went to church, all that good stuff. My middle sister, she was kind of a hellraiser. You know, she just liked to go do her own thing. You know, she was working since she was like 15 years old. And, you know, that's what she does. You know, she goes out, goes drinks with her friends and stuff, or at least she did way back in the day. And so by the time I came along, my parents were old, already old, right? My dad was like in his mid 40s. Mom was pushing 40 herself. And, I think they were just tired. And I came along and my sisters just went ape shit because I got to do basically anything I wanted to do. And they said, you get to do it because you're the youngest, and they loved you because you're the youngest. And then I would just be just a dick and say, no, it's because I'm a boy. And then I'd get my ass beat by two women. So
that's right. Me and my sister are the two oldest, and then my baby brother is 8 years younger than me and my sister are only a year apart, and we tell him the same exact thing. Like, he's the favorite, he got everything. That boy got a fucking like drum set for Christmas, and what have we ever gotten? Like, I got a piano, like a used piano once for my birthday, but it was like so out of tune that I never was able to play it. I got a car, like an old 1984 Mustang convertible for my 16th birthday, and my mom never let me drive it. But my brother, oh my god, he got a drum set. He gets to go around in my dad's like cherry red 50s Corvette that he built him, like rebuilt the engine himself and shit. And my brother got to drive to school in that. Like, the I hate baby brothers. Y'all are fucking spoiled, rotten little brats is what y'all are.
Well, I was an only child, so I think.
Oh, you're worse.
Yeah, we're the worst. The only child. People are like the only child in the family. Yeah,
worse, way worse.
Yeah.
Yep, I know.
come on, Willie. Don't you want to be bathed in that familial horror show that is siblings? Come on, man. Don't you wish that you had like someone out there that really pissed you off when you were younger and probably scarred you somehow psychologically? Come on, Willie. Don't be like that.
When I was growing up, I wanted a brother or a sister or something like that. But I'm glad. Whatever I did, I'm glad they decided I was it. So.
Willie said, "Thank you, parents, for quitting fucking. It's just me now. It's just
May
me."
1968. That was it, I guess. I'm sure.
Last time we have sex. Here we go. Talk about Willie's parents having sex. Come on, this is what kind of show is this? This is just. All right, so anyway, what happened? We ain't got any chickens tonight. There's no fucking chickens. God damn it, no chickens.
Bella says, is this the implosion support group? Implosion.
I got this sinking feeling that we're going to be talking about that later in the show. Oopsie. Oh,
Sinking.
What do you call a couple of billionaires smashed at the bottom of the ocean? A good start. Am I right? That's right. What the hell? That's talking about this thing. Oh, that's this right. Motherfucker. Okay. Anyway.
I'm going to have to remember that.
Well, the original joke is like, what do you call, and it's like some variation of like, what do you call putting 1,000 lawyers into a volcano or something like that? A good start. So it's the same thing. So I stole the joke, but I twisted it, and it made it's instead of a French loaf, I turned it into a cinnamon bun. Okay, but it's still the same shit. It's still the same shit. So anyway, there's chickens somewhere around here, and I don't believe they want to see us, or want to be seen, I should say. So there's chickens. See, darkness, nothing. Where are they? Yet there's
I didn't jinx it.
Look, there's a chicken lullaby meter thing still there, but for what? Darkness? Fuck that. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, no chickens. Yeah, it's hot here, Willie. What's the temperature by you?
It was good Lord. It was like 80. I think it was like 87 or something today. Yeah, it's not so bad. And when I get home in the morning, I have I have a fan on me. I mean, so it's fine. And right now I have the air on. So I mean, yeah, I'll have it on for maybe a couple hours a day. So as long as I have the air on for a few hours a day, it's okay in here. But outside is horrible. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate summers. I get depressed around Easter time, and I get optimistic around Labor Day.
Yeah, I'm the same way now. I used to love summertime too when I was a kid. Couldn't wait for summertime. And now I dread it because of that. The heat and the humidity, you know? It's you know, that's the thing. Like where Jimmy's at though. Although Jimmy, you say you get a little humidity up in the mountains, right?
Yeah, sometimes. I'm like the complete opposite of you. I used to hate summers and now I love them because I grew up in like the Mojave Desert most of my life, except for like the last 9 years or something. And it was towards the end of like the time that I was living out there, it was getting to like 105, 108 degrees, but then I would be working at Edwards Air Force Base, which has the dry lake bed out there, and that would get up to 115, 120 degrees out there. It was ridiculous. It started getting ridiculous. Like I remember the last summer I lived there, I was ridiculously using up the smoothies. At McDonald's, they had like these really awesome like strawberry smoothies or something, and if you bought so many, the last one you got was free. And I think I used like 4 cards during that summer. I had so many of those. It was so hot. And when I moved up here, now I'm at like 4,500 elevation. I'm in the California's national forest, so I'm at over 4,000 feet elevation, so that's colder weather now. I'm only wearing a tank top just because I don't know. I just felt like wearing a tank top. I've been wearing a robe all day long. It's nice out here. It doesn't get too hot up here at all.
Yeah, I went to a wedding in Hendersonville, North Carolina, which is up in the mountains, and it was like here in central North Carolina when I left, it was like close to 100 degrees, and that was like the afternoon before. And when I stayed a night in a hotel in Charlotte, and then arrived around 9 o'clock into Hendersonville, August 1st. It was August 1st, 9 o'clock in the morning. It was bright and sunny, and it was 63 degrees. I was like, and they were telling me, this is how it is in the mountains here in North Carolina. I said, this is way better than central and eastern North Carolina because the humidity here in the summer, it'll kill you. I mean, it does for me. I mean, each is their own, but as soon as I see the first orange leaf or red, yellow leaf falling from a tree, my mood turns cheery. Everybody gets kind of gloomy and depressed in the fall. No, I get cheery in the fall. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the opposite of most people.
Yeah, I see a red or a golden leaf. I just whip it out and just start masturbating right on the spot because I'm like, fuck you, summer. Yeah, here come fall, baby. Woo! Skate, skate, skate.
That's all right.
That ain't snow falling from the sky, but it is white. Anyway, it's a little warm here, so. Sorry, I told you, Willie, this is a dirty fucking show, man. This ain't like all sweet Titty Mountain. Titty Mountain's Disney compared to this show, but come on, man. We're talking about vaginas and stuff in here and stuff you put in there and stuff and butt plugs and lasers and shit. You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I told you. So, anyway, I'm sorry. Hey! What's up, Shanda? 56 in the trailer park. Ooh, that is so nice. I love it. If 50s, I could deal with the 50s. Like high 50s. Ooh, like maybe just kissing 60. Just like not even kissing, just like blowing on the neck, whispering
it's
sweet
so funny.
nothings.
That's exactly what it is right now. It's 58 right now here.
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It
So
makes
this
sense.
whole week, the highest it's going to get is 85 degrees out here where I live.
Oh, and
That's
no
not bad.
humidity too. Yeah, 85 and no humidity is not bad. 85 with humidity,
Yeah.
I wish for death whenever that happens.
Right.
So, but I mean, well, that's the thing. It's just like I'm so scarred by I'm so scarred by humidity now, you know, especially like, and you would think I would have gotten used to it growing up with it in the summertime all my life, you know, or at least for half a good portion of my life. But then I get to the Northeast. Well, I go out, you know what it is? I go out to California for 5 years. I get spoiled on that weather. Then I come back to the East where the humidity lives. And it's like, ugh, God, I got to see you again. Yeah. So anyway, the Yankee Tanky is here. What's up, everyone? What's up, Willie? And
Hey,
Les
what's up, Yankee? Thank you.
Bones! Les Bones is over on I guess on Jimmy's channel.
What?
It's right. He said it's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes, Willie. That's what Les Bones says.
Well, I'm going to.
Les Bones.
I forgot to
Can't
tell
do
you,
that
Willie.
right now. I'm on a diet and I'm working out. So any taking off the clothes is going to have to wait a couple of months.
Well, oh, geez. This is kind of awkward, Willie. I mean, if you look in the charter for the Extra Bulla Secret Show, it does say, if you are a guest on the show, that at some point, if the hosts demand it, you are to remove your shirt and do a dance for us. I'm sorry, you should really read your contracts before you come on these shows, Willie. So, you are on Jimmy's channel? Okay. So, that's okay.
I bet it's lonely over there.
Oh, stop it. It was lonely. Listen, when I first started this channel and I was doing Extra Bulla and like 2 people were watching, I was like, wow, that's 2 people, you know? So that's the way it is. And here we are now with, I don't know how many, couple, 20,000? No. Oh, it's just 23. Okay. I thought it was 23,000. I was seeing zeros like it was a check that was being written out to me or something. So
No, that's Willie. We're working on 3 million for Willie.
Yes, that's what I said on my show. We're gonna try to strive for 3 million subscribers.
That's right.
That's right. Phat Patsy and Desolate Visions co-lead Skip, aka Seth Pinder in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you. He provides some quality music for us here on the show, and he is an awesome dude. Oh, thanks. Les Bones said he loves the buzz cut. I'm telling you, man, it's hot. That long hair, I cannot do that long hair in the summertime. It's just terrible. It doesn't dry. It takes you like 30 minutes to wash your fucking head in the shower, and I like, 30 seconds with this stuff. You know what I mean? Jimmy, why don't you shave your head?
I want to. One day I will when I get brave enough.
What do you mean brave enough?
When I get brave enough to do it.
Just do it. Why don't
no
you just
way,
do it?
I'm scared.
Scared of who?
I don't know. I'm scared of how it will look. I don't know. I'm scared.
Were you scared of the haircut police?
No, I don't know. I'm just afraid. You have to, I don't know. Maybe it's like a trauma thing. I just always grew up with you have long hair if you're a girl kind of thing. So I don't know. I've always wanted to, but I've been scared. I've always been scared to do it. I'm scared. Too scared.
Yankee Tanky says do a mohawk. Do a mohawk?
Do a mohawk. That's what I've always either wanted to do, a mohawk or do like a few years back. There were the girls that were shaving just one side right here. I really wanted to do that, but I got too scared, way scared. Even my kid did it and I didn't do it.
When our gamer's chiming in, he said, "Don't shave off your head, Jimmy." I don't think she's shaving off her head because that would be kind of.
I don't think I'll shave off my head.
I think
maybe one day I'll do it. One day I'll do it.
Nah, you're not gonna do it. Why you tell these lies to people? You're not gonna.
I would.
Come on.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, the freedom. Wait a minute. Oh, now Shanda says, "Don't do it. You'll always regret it." How long does it take for you to grow your hair?
Oh my goodness, it doesn't take very long. That's why I've kind of thought about doing it, cuz my hair was to my shoulders last year and now it's past my shoulders in a high ponytail. So, I don't know. It grows pretty fast.
Well, I mean, so if you shave it and you don't like it, you just got to wait, what, a few months, and then boom, it's right back to where it is, right?
Yeah, just wear lots of beanies, I guess. Do it during the winter time so I can wear lots of beanies and nobody will know.
Yeah, but you're on the mountain. Who's going to see you? I mean, you know, and
Nobody.
who do you care?
I don't talk to anybody up here anyway.
Exactly. See?
I talk to the animals and the birds more than I talk to humans up here. Me and the birds are like this.
I talk to tourists every day.
You do. You do.
I learned a few things. I learned how to say helmet in French and Spanish. You're
Say
welcome.
it. What is it?
So a helmet in Spanish is casco. Casco.
Like the store?
Like the store. Yeah. Casco.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
when you go shop at Costco in Spanish, you're shopping at helmet. And in French, it's casque, casque, Caske, I think, casque. I don't know.
Wow, I love how close the sounds are to each other when how far
Casco.
away they are from each other. And then you come to America and it's helmet. Totally different. Like Americans with their rugged individualism, we're like, we can't do nothing close to that.
Nope. But that's the thing. You work in the tourism industry like I do. You run into those people, and nicest people too. It's really sweet. So, but you know, it's great to fuck with them sometimes because there is a little bit of a language barrier sometimes. So, I will say like instead of me saying hi, would you like a helmet today? I will say, in America we show friendship by giving each other all of our money. So I don't have my money on me, but I've got $1. So you give me your money and I give you this $1. And then we're American friends. That's not what happens. That's just a plan of mine that I'm cooking up so I can make money off these rubes. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of
What's
rubes
a rube?
and rube, you don't know what a rube is? A rube? R-U-B-E?
Yeah.
That's old school for sucker.
Oh, okay.
So if you call somebody a rube, you call them a sucker.
All right.
Yeah. So it bees like that, as the kids say. It bees like that. Like bees who make honey. Willie, what's going on in your life, brother? What is the matter with you? What the hell's going on, brother? Just tell us a story.
Oh, I work, I go home, I occasionally stream, and I'm waiting for retirement.
So why do you
Exactly.
stream? Like what made you want to start streaming?
3 years ago, I was an unhinged Bernie bro. And that was the name of the channel initially. And because I got so tired of hearing people saying, you know, Bernie bro this and Bernie bro that as a pejorative. And I was like, I was going to try to turn that phrase into a good word. And then the DNC fucked Bernie Sanders over, and that was it. So I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and just stream my left-wing politics from here on. And here we are, having this conversation, and you know, I enjoy it, you know, whenever I get a chance to stream.
So that's like your political big issues reason. Is there like a more personal, selfish reason why you did it?
There is personal satisfaction out of this. There is some personal satisfaction out of this because growing up in the 1980s during the days of Reagan, I have seen a lot of stuff that's kind of happened to me personally, kind of affected my politics too. So, they said politics is also personal. So, it did affect my outlook. So it's kind of sort of my way of venting out.
Right. So so that when it comes to streaming and stuff like that, when you get bigger comes a lot more backlash and stuff. And I know you get a lot of stuff on Twitter. Like, how do you deal with the name calling and the, you know, besmirching of your you know, who you are online?
I used to be kind of thin-skinned about this, but I realized, I mean, do these people know me? The people who will sit there and attack me, they don't really know who I am. And you know, it is what it is. I mean, I also realize that I'm not going to let some total stranger going to, you know, emotionally scar me. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So.
I just been going around asking everybody that. So thanks.
Now, what's your story?
What's my story? Nothing. I never even wanted to start streaming in the first place. I've always been behind the scenes. I've always enjoyed, when I picture what I do, I really picture myself as more of like Oz behind the curtain in the land of Oz. Like, I love doing a lot of the work, but I don't like showing my face a lot. I spent a lot of my 20s, you know, dancing on stage, my face, you know, I was a walking billboard for people and you know, promoting myself was my job. So I had my fair share of that. So I mostly have always just wanted to sit in the background and do a lot of work to help bring other people up. But in this business, which I've even noticed even in the political sphere, if you have a pretty face, people want to use you for your face. So I'm still coming to terms with that. I'm still not there yet. I still have a lot of thin skin and I still want to keep in the background. But I love what I do with Warren. Warren is pretty much the only person that has literally understood me and have been next to my side and has helped me through everything that I've gone through over the last year. So he's kind of the only person that's keeping me doing a lot of this. I would, like I said, I'd still rather be in the background editing somebody's videos or producing or creating their thumbnails and stuff. So that's why you haven't seen me on recently. It's just because I'm trying to have like this, I don't know, I've been saying I've been touching grass, but I'm having like an existential crisis on whether or not this is something that I want, because all in all, like, I know people want to get the word out and stuff like that. But when it comes down to the personal thing, it's about attention. I mean, it's the wanting to know that people out there believe that the same thing you do. And I don't feel like I need my face for that. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah. I remember seeing your show last year. I guess it was in October, maybe late September. That's when I started watching What. So
yeah, I started that show to prove to somebody that I started that show so I can prove to people that I could, who was doubting me for a really long time. Some people that I was having behind the scenes personal issues with were, you know, telling me that I was a failure and everything that I was doing at KRTD was a failure. So I started that show to prove to those people that I could do it. Like it was you people that was holding me back, and I can do what we were saying we can do as long as you leave and let me prove to you. And I did it. I even more than succeeded. All I wanted to do was prove that KRTD could get 1,000 subscribers by 2023. And we beat that before that. Thanks partially to you, of course. You majorly helped out with the promotion that before you even came to KRTD, you like majorly helped me out with that. And then just so happened by chance, we got lucky enough to stream the Rage Against the War Machine early in the morning before everybody else started. So we got a bunch of views. I pretty much surpassed all of the goals that I wanted and just started realizing, is this something that I wanted to do? Yeah. I had no motivation.
Shane was in a very good mood that day at Rage Against the War Machine. Yeah. And he was just like, oh, look at all the subscribers. I mean, he was like really happy. I mean, he was hyper.
Right.
I mean,
which, you know,
he should have been.
Right, of course. And but see, that's what was bothering me is like literally the day before that happened, he was calling me saying that we were probably just going to shut down KRTD, that it wasn't really going anywhere anymore. Like we did what we had to, just kind of, he was doing a lot of things too. Like he had 2 jobs and he was going to school. So he was wanting to take like a little bit of a break. And then that happened and he was like, all right, we're back doing things again. I'm like, is it just because of the views though? Like that's where another question of mine was too. Like, is this something that you felt passionate something that you really love and admire and care to do in the world, or was this about views and making money? And I understand if he wants to make money, he's a 22-year-old kid, you know, but I joined because I want to be a part of something where people have passion more than the money making. And I can say that with privilege, unfortunately, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, which a lot of people don't get that privilege. So I understand my privilege. It's just, I got to figure out where I fit in this world. That's all.
We had some folks. I totally forgot to shout out Rockfin, and we got people over there. I am so sorry, folks. We got Jim, Death to Tyrants is over there. Jeranism, good to see you. Copeland Morris, most of our usual suspects there. Good to see all y'all. And over here on the YouTube side, or at least over here on my channel here, we got Bella's here. And I know I saw somebody, Nancy K, good to see you. Very good to see you. And I think Dingo snuck in there too. I think I got everybody. So, and Les Bones is holding it down over on Jimmy's channel. So, you know, talking about, you know, why we do this kind of stuff, right? I've been thinking about this all week too, right? You know, Jimmy took a break. I took a break too. I had some life things that I had to take care of, mainly, you know, getting a job and being able to eat, which is always kind of nice in the whole game of survival. But I guess for me at this point now, I've been thinking about this. It's like, I think in the last 3 years, a lot of us were already hermits anyway. And then the pandemic kind of really drove home to some of us that we are hermits and that we don't really like people that much. Not everybody, but I'm just saying, like, you know, in general. And I used to be the most social person you can imagine. You know, I'd go to parties and stuff like that, and, you know, go out to bars with people and stuff. And now it's just like, I don't want to do any of that stuff. You know, I guess it's just being old or something, but, you know, it just seems like I found something more important online by meeting people like y'all and the people that are in our chat here, you know, that, and, you know, some of the people who are in the chat that I've known for years. You know, it's that kind of camaraderie at this point in my life that I enjoy. So that's why I enjoy doing these streams. It's not so much of me, you know, trying to show myself to everybody or whatever. I mean, if I had my druthers, I probably wouldn't do this without a camera. I mean, I'd probably do this without a camera, you know, but there's already somebody in the space that does that, and I don't want to be a copycat. So you have to see my ugly mug. Sorry. Hey, Nikki is here. Good to see you, Nikki.
Oh, Nikki.
What is going on?
Hey, Nikki, how are you?
Nikki's a sweetheart.
God, it's so hard to get to watch her shows on Twitch now because she starts at like 4 a.m. at my time. It's nuts.
She's an early bird.
On Easter, when she was living in San Diego, it was perfect timing because I could watch her show around 8 o'clock before I go to work at night. And but, you know, new arrangements. I used to enjoy her stream. When I do catch her stream on occasion still. So
I'm trying. Yeah. I get like a tail end of it sometimes.
Me too.
I'll watch her buddies like Skatefron and stuff too. So at least I'm keeping it Russian.
I gave up on that broad. I'm serious, man. I don't know what Nikki's problem is.
That was wrong. That's wrong.
Nikki does not accommodate me. Therefore, she does not live in my Marvel Cinematic Universe. Sorry, DCU. No, I'm kidding. I love Nikki. I try to get, yeah, she does. And a lot of times she streams while I'm at work too. And you know, I would watch at work, but I don't have those capabilities to do so. Otherwise I would, Nikki. I'd lose my job for you. You're a sweetheart. That's so right. Anyway, so there were some things going on this week. Y'all want to talk about shit? Yeah. You want to talk about that submarine? You want to talk
Yeah,
about the
let's do
Titanic?
it. I want to see
Well,
what people in the comments have to say about it. Who's sad and who doesn't care? Like what? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're really really sad about it, and 1 is eat the rich or hashtag orcas for life.
Wait, the orcas didn't do this. They didn't sync
All
this
the
up.
above.
What are you talking about? They said thank you for the canned food and they're wanting more.
They said
I didn't hear all
They-
the
What
options. I heard part of the
Eating a
options.
meal, a succulent Chinese meal.
yeah, canned tuna. Canned tuna. That's awesome. Hey, you should wait a minute, off topic, but you should totally tell that dad joke you told us off air.
Nope, I'm done. I'm never
Come
telling.
on. Come on.
It wasn't that
Tell
funny.
the joke.
Let's go.
It wasn't funny. It was so good.
Yes, it
Please.
was.
Please.
For
I was
Come
gonna
on,
say it if you guys were randomly gonna talk about a trampoline. Randomly, if you guys talked about it.
Well,
Well-
had that submarine had a trampoline in the ocean, they could have just went boing, just went right back up. See, now we're talking
Yep.
about trampolines. Tell your fucking joke.
Did you know that trampolines used to be named jumpolines until I jumped on them?
Oh, wait. Yeah. So,
Oh, you don't have. There you go. Took you a second to find the sound.
it was on another page. I'm sorry. No, yeah. That was. See, wasn't that great? See, it was a
Okay.
jumpoline. Now it's a trampoline
That's right.
because you jumped on it and you made it a hoe. You made it loose. You
That's
made
right.
it a wanton
welcome.
woman. A
Yeah,
ne'er-do-well.
Y'all are
God,
welcome.
I found there was another one. There was one that was told 30 years ago. I don't know if I should share it.
Sure, go for it.
Go.
Look,
for it.
wait.
Nobody's offended.
All right,
This
before
is
you tell your
before-
joke, before you tell your joke, in the spirit, I'll tell an old joke that I know from like 50 years ago. But go ahead, tell yours, okay?
This is before marital equality happened. And I was at East Carolina. Somebody said, and this is when back then there was people were actually scared of same-sex marriage, and so somebody said, "Did you hear that lesbians can get married now in North Carolina?" Oh, really? All they have to do is apply for a liquor license.
Ooh, a liquor license.
Yeah. So
Licked
I
him
like
too. Okay. That was all right. That was good.
A
Those are both
liquor
good.
license.
A liquor license. That's funny. Okay. All right. So this joke, my dad told me when I was 6. So this is how fucked up my childhood was. So there's this old Western sheriff, right? I think I told you this joke, Jimmy. I don't think Willie's heard this. So this old West sheriff, he gets captured by these banditos out west, and they say, we're going to kill you at sunrise. And so the sheriff has a really, really smart horse, right? So he whispers in the horse's ear. The horse nods his head, takes off across the prairie, right? So the sun sets. The sheriff has a decent night's sleep. He wakes up as the sun is just starting to peak up. He's starting to sweat until on the horizon, he sees his horse coming. And this horse, on the back of his horse is this beautiful naked lady, right? And the sheriff just smacks his head and he says, no, I told you to bring back the posse.
I get it.
I
The
don't get it.
posse.
By one letter.
The posse. He brought back the pussy, okay? He brought back the pussy.
Yeah.
He didn't bring back the posse, okay? He brought back the pussy. Pussy, posse, pussy, posse. The
Yeah.
joke's like 60 years old, though, so, you know, it loses a little bit in the translation.
Definitely.
But here's the joke of the night. Two peanuts were walking down a dark alley. One was assaulted. Thank you, Seth, for that deliciousness.
Salted. Yeah.
He brought back the posse. Wow.
You're still on that.
This is a tough motherfucking room. Jesus Christ, man. I got more laughs behind the Blues Brothers chicken wire. It's okay. I see all these crickets in the comments, dude. I don't think I ain't gonna remember that. You know we record this shit, right? All right, okay. Anyway, so this thing sank. What was it? Okay, so the submarine, it was owned by this billionaire, right? And he and apparently had like a PlayStation 2 controller or something to run the shit. And the shit was supposed to have like, it's supposed to be this tempered carbon shell, and it turned out it was like a 3-liter Coke bottle material or something. It just went once it got down to the into the briny depths, and boom, and then it imploded. That's got to be a hell of a way to go. I mean, at least in an explosion, you're burnt up pretty quick, right? You know, it's just like boom, you're probably like in a million pieces. It's all over, right? But an implosion, it's like all this metal just, it's like the, you know, when you put the sweaters in the bag and then you attach the vacuum cleaner to it and suck all the air out so you can put more sweaters in the closet. You know what I'm talking about? Like the vacuum seal.
Yeah, but it's not that slow though. They were like, I think around 9,000 feet down. So if something bad happened at that, the implosion would be really quick. Like I think they were saying that it would take 10 milliseconds or something like that. And I believe it takes like 24 milliseconds for your brain to even process what's going on.
So that gives you...
They didn't know what hit them. I think they probably would have heard some, maybe like a crack, maybe one or two, and then that would be it. That would be done. They're saying that if anybody would have known anything, it would have been the owner who was in control of the TV and probably knowing what was going on, because he not only released like some kind of like air things, but he also released the entire platform that they were on, which is only you do in emergency situations. So I think the owner guy of Oceanside knew what was going on, telling everybody that they were okay. And then probably about maybe 10-15 seconds later, they were dead. It was done. It can't live through that. It's quick. It's like not even a second. Charlie
paints a picture here. He says the water shoots in so quick it turns you into a bloody mist. Yikes.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's why they can't find any parts or anything. Yeah.
That's just what a way to go.
I don't know though.
It was painless. I mean, quick. I guess that's probably the ideal way to go.
I mean, is it? I guess.
But then you know you're going. This is your fate underneath. You know, down the bottom of the ocean.
I think the only sad thing I think of the whole thing was the little boy, the son that didn't want to go, and he only went because it was Father's Day and he wanted to do something with his dad.
Oh shit, that happened on Father's Day?
They left the day before, was it the day after or something like that? Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, I mean, don't get it twisted. You know, anybody that goes through something like that, that's just fucking horrible. The dark comedy, the gallows humor around all of this is the fact that these people spent $250,000 to go on this to go on this crap. And the thing was, there was a guy, I don't know if he was an engineer or what, I don't know if he worked for the company or not, or he was supposed to go, or I don't know if he was like a millionaire or something, whatever. He was supposed to go, but then he heard all the shit, and he heard about the engineer saying like, yeah, this thing is not going to make it at those depths. It's going to get crushed. It won't take the pressure. And he got out of it. And he was lucky he did, because otherwise he'd be, you know, he'd be that sweater in the closet right now. So, you know, I mean, that's the thing though. Hey, okay, let's just wrap our minds around this for a second. These fools spent $250,000 a piece to go in this submarine that was very it wasn't a secret that this thing was not safe, yet they decided to do it anyway out of sheer hubris, or it's like these people who go wild game hunting and they wonder why the lion eats them. It's like, why are you doing stupid shit? Stop spending money on stop doing stupid shit, period. And above all, stop spending $250,000 on stupid shit when you could be using that money to do some good in the world instead of, becoming the meat in I got fucked up sandwich. You know what I mean? It's like,
yep.
Anyway.
What was it? 5 additional people on that? Okay. How many people were on that submarine?
I think 5.
So that's 5 additional casualties to the Titanic when you think about it.
Absolutely. I love one of the memes is like it's the picture of the Titanic movie where like they're all welcoming Rose Dawson like up on the little staircase entrance and everybody's looking at her. I think it was like a dream sequence or something like that. And they screenshotted it and it said the 5 passengers as soon as or the next morning when they wake up from going onto the Oceanside submarine, and it's that picture of them. Yeah. I think it's funny, like the third class passengers dancing on the Titanic, knowing that another 5 first class passengers died or something like that. Like all the memes have been hilarious about that.
Well, I remember when the movie came out in 1998, and just watching the film, and I just I never watched the film, but I didn't
love it.
At the time I did. This
stuff is my favorite stuff. Like I still own the 3 VHS set of Titanic. I went to see it when it came out in the movie theaters. I've gone to the Titanic Museum in Las Vegas. Like I love the Titanic. The Titanic is seriously something that has been like a part of my love for a really, really, really long time. So
Actually,
I would love to go down and see the Titanic, but this guy, he was janky. He did some side stuff. Like if James Cameron was running the submarine, then maybe I would go. That guy's been like, how can James Cameron go like 53 times and never have a problem, but this guy goes like 1 or 2 times and it dies? Like this company is no longer, it's non-existent. They bankrupted or something. They're done for.
They didn't. They weren't piloting the submarine with an Atari 2600 controller either. So it was like an actual professional sub that's like been in the water and been to those depths many, many, many times.
Not only was it controlled by a controller, it had one button on the inside, which is like an elevator button, up or down. It was screwed in and sealed in from the outside, so they couldn't even get out if they wanted to. And I guess the hull was made out of carbon fiber, which you don't take carbon fiber to that kind of pressure. That is like 4,000 pounds of pressure on carbon fiber.
Ouch. Yeah. Oh, you mentioned the Titanic Museum. When I was in Ireland 4 years ago, I didn't get a chance to go to Northern Ireland, but we were going to go to Northern Ireland and to go to Scotland. That never took place, change of plans and all that. But there is a Titanic Museum in Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just thought I mentioned that.
I'm with you, Anthony. I'm with you. One in the chat, or Orca in the chat. If you're for Orca emojis in the chat, if you're for the Orcas. If not, then you're a punk ass bitch. Orcas all the way.
Well, we got some memes to go along with this. You shared this, Jimmy. So hopefully you guys can hear this. It's been a while since I ran audio through this particular thing. So let me see here. Where are you? Okay, so we're going to give this a shot. Hopefully this will work if I can get this to work. All right, fingers crossed.
So drag queens.
Okay, you might need to
The water is
mute
safe, send more billionaires.
What's that?
You might need to mute your mic. There is an echo.
There's an echo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Had to update my Lego Titanic display. You can't just disappear out of people's lives. Why eat the rich when you can simply make the rich eat each other? Coming this fall! Marked safe from dying on a sub lost on the ocean floor because I'm poor. When you find out that 200,000 you spent on a submarine ride wasn't the round trip price.
That was my favorite. It's like
for that one.
somebody, we're gonna Photoshop the ticket, and it's gonna say really teeny tiny print. It says one way on the ticket. Jim wants to know if there was a shitter on the submersible. God, I hope not. It's bad enough to die that way. Then to be be mixed with shit.
Yes.
Fuck that.
Yes, there was. Yes, it was very,
There was
very,
a shitter
very, very
on there?
tiny. Yeah, right
Oh.
where like it goes out, like the little roundy part. There's like a little tiny thing, and then there's like a 2-gallon, maybe a 1 liter jug kind of thing underneath it to collect it.
Ew. All right.
Oh, God.
The orcas who have been attacking yachts for the last few weeks would like to formally state we categorically deny having
echoing
anything
again.
to do with the missing submarine of Titanic-seeking billionaires. Me getting upset and throwing the controller at everyone else on the submarine. Me looking for a dead billionaire's body so I can get his wallet. Billionaires sink to the bottom of the ocean. Is this wealth redistribution? UK billionaire in a sub that went missing in the Atlantic. The orcas. Who's ready to go see the Titanic?
Damn.
The device used to steer the missing submarine.
Oh my
I
God.
love that one. That's my favorite.
Well,
That's my favorite.
Bop it.
The steering wheel
Twist
used
it.
to look for the missing submarine is a bop it.
Bop it. Twist it. Turn it. Turn it. Bop it. Turn it. Twist it. Twist it. Turn it.
This is a good one too. I like this one. Well, good news is the Titanic
the
has a
good
new
news is
exhibit.
the Titanic has a new exhibit. The sub-story has everything. Billionaires, Logitech controllers, a steps unseen Blink-182, conversations about what is funny and what isn't, rescue missions, the Titanic orcas. Do you think they're playing Never Have I Ever in the submarine right now? They're playing Never Will I Never Again. The sub-captain passing out 4 of these when it became clear.
That is my ultimate favorite one right there. I have been sharing that to everybody I know. That is my favorite meme right there.
God. Oh,
The
God.
sub-captain passing out 4 of these when it became clear it was over. It's all the Nintendo Duck Hunt gun controllers.
Be sure to aim well. You've only got 1 duck apiece.
Oh, God.
My mom's take on the submarine. Hope this helps. That's awful. It should have one of those air tags on it. How is that not a thing? For sale, slightly used flashlight. Full of dead semen.
Oh, somebody
Oh,
took that same
boy.
exact thing and put Aquaman holding on to that thing like, thanks for the gift, you guys.
Aquaman. Hell yeah.
It's a new flashlight for Aquaman.
Aquaman said,
Oh.
I am tired of these motherfuckers coming in my ocean and fucking my shit up. Orcas, attack.
That's right.
Oh, good stuff. Oh, did you enjoy
Or
that?
the other one where it was the orcas. It was like the picture of the orcas with the lots of pots and pans because they heard banging when they were down in the ocean. So they went to go look for the banging sounds that they were hearing. But the picture of it is orcas with pots and pans like bang, bang, bang. We need more food.
Orcas are no joke. People are like, oh, orcas. Orcas will fuck up a great white shark. Orcas will fuck up a great white shark.
Yeah.
So
A dude just got killed by a tiger shark this week, and they're small as shit.
yeah. So it is this whole submarine stuff though. It is an indictment on the rich, I think. And who was talking about this today that I was watching? I can't remember who it was, but they were saying that like 10 or 20 years ago, nobody would be making these jokes about billionaires and stuff like that, right? You know, life is sacred. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Nowadays, it's fuck them. Because the rich sure as fuck don't give a shit about the health of the poor people. So why should we give a shit about the health of the rich people, right? Does that make any sense? I don't know. Probably not. Does it? But though, does it? Is it any better to feel the same way about somebody like that, the way they feel about you? I mean, really, shouldn't you be the better person and say, no, we shouldn't be making these jokes, you know?
From what I heard from a psychologist, somebody was saying that this is pretty much, even though they're nobody, you know, they're not really like, that rich. If you look at the bigger social aspect of this is just normal people cheering on the demise of the quote unquote oppressor, and rich people right now to us is the oppressor. And so you say billionaire, we're going to say, yeah, absolutely. That's totally fine. This is socially normal. People always have cheered on the demise of their oppressors. So this is normal.
I just think you're going to find it really hard to find that many people who actually give a shit about billionaires at all.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean,
even his own kid didn't care. His kid went to a Blink-182 concert. That
kid didn't care about life if they were going to a Blink-182 concert. Jesus Christ. What? They couldn't get a ticket to Three Doors Down? Ugh! Oh! Oh! I could still taste it. I could still taste it a little. No, I'm just not a fan of Blink-182. And I damn sure, even if I hated my old man, I wouldn't go see Blink-182. Even if it was despite him, I'd be like, nah, I can't do that.
Not anymore, I would, no.
I could spend $250,000 to go into the bottom of the ocean, maybe not coming back, but I'd be damned if I'm going to spend $100 on Blink-182. Fuck that. You know?
Yeah, they're not as good as they used to be, for sure.
I'm gonna have to take your word for it. I've never really heard any of their stuff, and when I have, it's just like,
they changed to Angels and Airwaves, and then one of the band members got into like aliens and stuff, and it was wild.
Well, they should get into aliens. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
But they were getting into like fake stuff, like the 21 jump thing that I was telling you about from the guy Jared Leto. That's what he believes he's in. Where they believe that they've gone 21 years living in Mars, and they come back at the Mars same age as they left.
Right.
Yeah.
Although
it's not Mars people, it's just what they say that the government does.
They've been to Mars, yeah. That they send them to Mars, right?
Yeah.
Now I've heard of what is that in the CIA they call that projecting I forget what it's called, but like astral projection. Yeah, where you can like see somewhere else. And who is it? I was watching. I watch this channel, right? Because I'm a Mundus Ultra guy, so I have to watch all these other channels. There's this channel called the Y Files, the WHY Files, and they do all this kind of stuff. And they were talking about this mirror, this curved mirror that they used in I don't know if the CIA or if it was in Russia or something. I don't know what it was, but this curved mirror allowed these people who could do remote viewing. This one person was really good at it and was doing remote viewing on the moon, and they thought they saw this thanks Copeland, remote viewing, and they saw this base right on the moon, and they looked in and there were like these beings in there, but then the beings looked at him who was looking at them, and he told the dude, these guys see me, are they supposed to be able to see me? And they're pointing at me, and so he had to get out of it. It was some weird stuff. So apparently there's psychics on the moon.
Interesting.
Isn't it though? Maybe yes. But that channel is really good. It's called the Y Files. So if you ever, they usually do like Sometimes they do a little longer form videos on there, like maybe 20, 30 minutes, something like that. Sometimes they do little quick shorts and stuff, and they have like a live show on Thursday nights that they premiere their stuff, and then they have questions afterwards. It's pretty cool. I like to share that kind of stuff around. So, you know, because I know Gamer.
Well, they say like the whole astro projection and remote viewing in China, that's how they're able to like spy on other countries, is by doing that kind of stuff. They actually have like really like people who meditate most of the time of the day just to be able to spy on other countries and astro project to other places.
What's up, Marcus? Good to see you. He was on earlier with Political Matrix. Him and Chris, always a good show there. I mean, what do you think about that, Willie? What do you think about, like, you know, remote viewing, astral projection? Do you believe any of that stuff?
I don't know. That's a good question. I got sidetracked with something for a second. I'm sorry. I apologize. What were you saying? I was trying to listen to something. I just got sidetracked.
Willie's doing an impression of me last week, not paying attention. And just
no, that's okay.
Daddy. No. I was we were talking about like how the, you know, like MK Ultra and all that stuff that the CIA did. Turns out all that was true. They were doing all that stuff. But do you think really people were really like doing like remote viewing, like seeing into other places, like across the world, or even like on the moon and stuff like that?
Oh, see, I actually, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
I have many good questions, but I won't ask them all tonight. I only get one a night. So I used it. Damn it. Now I have to ask shitty questions the whole night.
He couldn't even answer it either.
I mean, how do you prove that stuff? So, you know, how do you prove remote viewing? I mean, you guess you could, like, say, let's say I could do it, right? Let's say I know how to do it. In fact, I do know how to do remote viewing. In fact, I'm doing it right now. Where's that thing? Where's that thing? There it is.
No, my friend, too sexy!
Anyway, so if I could do that, I mean, I guess you could prove it. You could prove it's legit, right? Like, say if Jimmy wrote down something on a piece of paper right now, her being on the West Coast, and I'm over here on the East Coast, and I do my little boogity wiggity wiggity, and then it's like it says, Warren, you're an asshole, and she holds up the paper and it says, Warren, you're an asshole, without her telling me in advance or anything like that, you know. Then I'd be like, okay, there's got to be something to that. No tricks, nothing like that. There's got to be something to it. So, I don't know. There's like, oh, good night, Charlie. Thanks for hanging out with us, brother. We appreciate it. So, I don't know. But Gamer asked earlier in the evening when Mundus Ultra was coming back. And so I've talked to my friend Robert Moore, the physicist. I think I'm going to get him back on this Wednesday evening sometime. May or may not. I'll let you know for real when it happens or not. But he was on last year on Extra Bulla, so I'm going to get him on Mundus Ultra so we can talk about some more of the weirder space stuff, like some of the stuff the James Webb telescope is looking at right now. Turns out we may not have been created from the Big Bang after all, that we may actually be residing in a gigantic, like the whole universe may be inside a gigantic black hole. Isn't that crazy?
I still believe in the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I never liked that show.
You do believe in it or you don't?
I do believe in the Big Bang Theory. I think we're a big cosmic accident just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is, though, that's putting that into question is that they think their universe either may not be as old or is older than what it is, because with the James Webb telescope found 6 galaxies, right? And all of them were red. They were like, And the way these telescopes work, they go by, they don't go by like pictures, they go by light frequencies and stuff like that. So the further something away something is, the more red it tends to be, right? And they found these 6 galaxies that were like the size of the Milky Way that were created only like 500 million years after the Big Bang, which is supposed to be like impossible. So there's the Big Bang is in question. Much like it was on my prom night, whether I was going to get the Big Bang. And guess what? Turns out I didn't. So I just got the big jerk. And that was good enough. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, what if it's not just like the Big Bang is not just the beginning of everything, but maybe the beginning of like our own little galaxy or universe or something, or our own little galaxy even. And maybe the universes everywhere have always been here forever and ever and ever, you know, longer than we can even tell time. And this is just our own little personal beginning.
Well, they're talking about like, the multiverse is getting a lot more traction, probably because of what the movies are doing right now with the Marvel and DC doing all this multiverse stuff. It's putting it it's putting multiverse really into the vernacular, and a lot of people are starting to think, hey, maybe we are part of this multiverse, you know, where maybe our universe is the result of 2 universes colliding, and the energy and the whatever that collision results in a big bang that creates another universe or something about that. You know, or Ed says that we're in a simulation. We're in an electric universe. That's pretty trippy. Some people think it's a fluid universe, right? Like space is actually like this fluid that everything is in. And some have you know, thought about the universe as being like just everything in this universe is inside of an atom, which is inside a bigger universe kind of thing, you know. Dingo said space is fake and gay. That is the worst and best thing I've heard all night. Snort says, yes, not fluid, more like cottage cheese. So maybe that's what dark matter is. Like it's
I don't know.
clumpy.
I believe like dark matter is like really dense, thick fog that you can like, I don't know, that has no, that's the hard thing is like, it's hard to think that it's liquid, because when you think of liquid and you throw balls in there, the balls usually just either float or they sink to the bottom. Like now, if you had balls that could like, you know, every which way that are all across from the top to the bottom of the pool, then that's fine, but it doesn't work usually like that. So it's hard to think of it as a liquid itself, but more like a, you know, a weightless kind of a fog, dense. It's hard. You have to think of it kind of like a liquid too, because there's no space in between it and planets. You know, like there's that, you know, our atmosphere starts to dissipate, and then that's when the negative space starts to fill up. So there's never any like space in between either. It's everything in between things in outer space. But it's hard because like in the universe, not, you know, the universe and galaxies aren't just falling to the bottom of the whatever the sky is out there, or the universe is out there. We're all floating in its own way in every which way and everything. So it's hard to think of like, you know, maybe balloons, no, because those just rise. So it's hard to think of it like that. I don't know. It's like a gravityless air.
Well, the best example of gravity that I've ever seen is the when they put a bowling ball on a jumpaline, right? They put
See,
it
I
on
could
a
use the joke right now.
They used it on a jumpaline, and so they have this bowling ball on the jumpaline, right? And then they roll this other ball, and the ball just goes around and around and around and around, and eventually it gets next to the bowling ball, right? And that's what planets do. That's what the moon does. It's you know, eventually, but in the moon's case, it's going the other way, The moon is getting further away from us. I think it gets like an inch away from us every year or something ridiculous, something small, but it's definitely moving away. And at some point, probably like in about 1 million years or so, we're not going to have a moon. So you can say goodbye to tides. You can say goodbye to werewolf movies. You can say goodbye to, you know, things that may be made out of cheese. Sorry, that last one's probably not true. But, you know, but that's the mystery of the universe. It's like, you know, you got shit, everything's revolving this way, and then you look at Uranus and it's doing this shit. It's like spinning on its, you know, top to bottom and shit like that. And then you got, I think Venus goes the other, I think it's does retrograde or something. It spins the other way or something. It's just really weird.
I was watching a documentary, a mini documentary on black holes, and they said they gave a scenario: what would happen to our sun if it became a black hole? And contrary to what people would believe, a lot of people would believe we'll just get sucked up into the black hole, but no, we will continue to evolve around this black hole the way it did when the sun was, you know, the sun. But we will actually, instead of melting away, the earth will freeze to death, and there'll be very little human civilization left.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
fascinating.
That's it. And that's the beauty. That's why I love like space stuff. You know, people are like, well, you should, you know, you should focus more on the problems here on Earth. It's like, nah, there's enough people doing that. We don't need everybody doing that. Let's have some people looking at space and see what's out there, right? Are there critters out there? Are there people like us? Are there?
I think there's people like us out there. I do believe there's life on other planets. I think that I think that there are similar ecosystems and they're similar to us. I just think that would be the most logical conclusion about life, intelligent life elsewhere.
I'd like to think that it's like Battlestar Galactica, right? Like there's this lost tribe of humans on this mythical planet called Earth, you know, and we have to go. We're being chased by our very creations that we built to serve us, and you know, so basically they were just going through space and bringing the Cylons to Earth. Although in the 1980 version of Battlestar Galactica, Lauren Green, who played Adama, said, no dice, we can't bring these fuckers to Earth. So at least he was cool. Everybody else was like, woo, Earth, let's go party, come on. And Adama was like, no, these toasters gonna show up, fuck everything up, fuck you, we gotta stay out here. So anyway, I like to think that there's another race of humans somewhere out in the cosmos that's looking for us. You know, I think that'd be pretty cool. That they found out the legend of Earth, like that was actually real shit. That would be cool. But then it would take them like 30 million years to get here, and by the time they get here, everything's fucked up and nobody's here. So yeah, good old Earth. We're gonna fuck it up one way or another.
I'm on the fence whether we should colonize Mars or not, because if we can colonize Mars, I hope we would have the good sense to do it right and not, you know, and not turn it into an extension of Donald Trump's silly Space Force and make it, you know, part of the military, you know, adventurism into outer space to go and signal out Russia and China way out in Mars or something ridiculous like that. I hope it wouldn't be anything like that. I hope that it would be to try to have an alternative to Earth where you could start anew and be ecologically responsible, and hopefully you settle there, have a good ecology, and you know, have some common sense on starting a new civilization.
Yeah, for the rich, you got to remember the only people that are going to be able to afford to go to Mars are rich people. If you honestly think about it, it's going to be a great place, an amazing, probably going to be all over the news on Earth of how amazing Mars is. But you have to remember deep down, it's going to be the rich people that are going to be affording it. And then it's going to get to a point where everybody on Earth is making money and they're to live and survive, and their job is to make stuff to send to Mars for them to live off of, and then probably going to use the moon as an in-between point, probably governmentally owned, and they're probably going to mine the shit out of that while they use it as like a airport of an in-between place between Earth and Mars.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't know if you ever seen that TV show The Expanse. It's kind of the same thing too. I think what's going to happen is space is going to be owned by the corporations, just like an Alien too. What was that? Leland? Was it Wayland Industries? Was that? Anyway, that they were sent out. That was not a government ship that was sent out. It was a mining ship or a hauling ship or something like that. It was for a corporation. And I think that's where it is. I mean, you see it now. Who's the only ones that's going up into space, really? It's like your Elon Musks and your the what's his name, Lex Luthor guy, that guy. Those your rich people. They're the only ones putting shit out in space. And you talk about colonizing Mars, right? I look at it like this. That's the same thing. We go back to the submarine. These people spending $250,000 to risk their lives in some bullshit tube to get down to see the Titanic, right? So these people, that they're going to do it on the cheap too with these rockets too to Mars. They're going to cut corners somewhere. So they're going to be the first billionaires to Mars, and that's going to fuck up too. Something's going to happen. Some space killer whale's going to kill the rocket shippers. I don't know, some bizarre shit. And then it's going to be the same thing. And it's like, and as far as Mars is concerned, Jeff Bezos, thank you, Nadia. As far as Mars is concerned, think of the worst place on the planet, like with the worst temperatures, the worst heat, maybe Death Valley, right, Jimmy? That's a pretty fucked up place. Now send a rocket ship there to go live there. Oh, you can't breathe the air either. Sorry. You got to build you got to live in these tent things on Mars forever, because it's going to take them forever to make these domes, if they make the Mars domes. That you only see that in the movies. You don't know if they're going to actually build that shit or not. So the bottom line is, these billionaires or whatever that want to go to Mars, let them go, because they're just going to hell basically. It's just like, they're not astronauts. They get there, unless they have servants doing everything for them, hand and foot. If these people have to depend on themselves for survival, they're fucked. It's not going to happen. Yeah, or Antarctica, Nadia. That's another place that you could take them. Take them there and say, look, okay, this is Mars.
Have fun.
Have fun. This is what you get. Isn't
the atmosphere on Mars, isn't there just a little bit of it? I mean, it's kind of thin, but don't they have a little, isn't there like a little bit of atmosphere on Mars? I understand.
It has
but
an
it's
atmosphere.
not breathable.
It's not breathable, and it's really cold because of its distance from the sun.
From the sun,
too.
Yeah.
And I don't think if it does have, what is that? A magnetic shield. It's not very strong. It's pretty weak. So like any radiation, so even if you could breathe the air on Mars, even if you could survive the temperatures there, the radiation would eventually do you in too. Rick says Total Recall billionaires powering Mars by using an alien for energy. So yeah, all you have to do is just go find that big mountain. I guess you got to go to Olympus Mond or find the big face or whatever. Go in there and put your hand on the thing like that, and then proof all the shit, and then all of a sudden Mars is terraformed magically, just like Total Recall.
Magically.
The magic of terraforming a planet in a matter of minutes.
My only sad thing about that whole submarine thing is that they weren't richer people. I wish they were richer, like Larry Fink or Klaus Schwab or Bill Gates. That would have been nice.
Well, that's the thing. When you get that rich, you can't be stupid. So, and these people were not that rich, and so they weren't that smart.
True.
Dingo says, I thought Mars has too much radiation because it doesn't have an active enough core to make a strong enough magnetosphere. Yeah, that's it. the magnetosphere is very weak, because it doesn't have an active core, and I don't think Mars has it doesn't have tectonic activity either. I don't think it has like shifting plate. It's all just one solid crust around it, like a delicious pie. Pie is delicious.
I was told there might be some underground lakes or maybe even underground oceans.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Possible.
they definitely found water on Mars, in the ice caps, but the underground oceans, that's more of like the moons of like Jupiter, I think, like Io, I think, is like this frozen world that has like, instead of volcanoes that spew out lava, it spews out like frozen water. It's like really cool. And yeah, it's supposedly underneath or Aurora or Europa, I'm sorry, Europa or Io, one of those moons has like an under the ice ocean too. That's the thing. All these places in our backyard here in the universe, we still don't know anything about them. You know, we don't even know anything about the fucking oceans, except that orcas are really, really cool. And we
That's
should party
right.
with them. We need a party with
That's
orcas.
right.
Maybe we'll
That's
get an
right.
orca next week for the, maybe, you know what? Maybe we'll replace the chickens with orcas. Anyway, I don't know if you could see that or not.
I did.
Okay. How's everybody doing? How's the chat doing? We're getting close to the end of the show here. Willie, I've been doing all the talking. I'm so sorry. What's going on with you? What's coming up? What's the future of the Willie Bragg show? That's what I want to know, because you've been hitting it pretty hard lately, sir. And you know, although I worry about your health, I know you're kicking ass, and I appreciate the good work that you're doing. Do you have any like big super plans coming up? I mean, I know you're going to be on some shows here coming up soon, but I mean, like, what's the future for the Willie Bragg show?
Well, for Willie Bragg himself, I'm going to be on the JB Font show Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm looking forward to that. And Jimmy and I are going to be co-hosting, I believe, 8 o'clock next Thursday, Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
Yep. Jimmy, you think we ought to make the announcement now, or should we wait?
Yeah, go for it if you want to. Absolutely.
Okay, well, we're going to make the announcement now. Jimmy and I are going to have a new show coming up soon, a time to be determined. And I think we got a title, but I think we're like 90% sure that's going to be our title, but we're going to do, I guess we'll be discussing details soon.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Just normal things, talking news. I really like the vibe that we have when I do his shows with him. So I was like, hey, once a week, let's, do something together and do the same thing. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. As soon as that starts hitting the ground, please let us know when that happens too, so we can,
Yeah.
we can watch
August,
that.
September, fall sometime.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Right on. That's cool. Because I mean, what you do, Willie, it's, I appreciate your candor. You know what I mean? I know you come from a good place when you talk about a lot of these stuff. You come from a place where you care about people. You're like a lot of us, where it's like we're all doing different things to try and help each other out in the space. Like some people are really good with the journalism, some people are really good with the commentary, some people have very good takes, that sort of thing. And I think that you're one of those people that, if you're one of these people, it seems like if you don't know what you're talking about, you're willing to learn about it before you actually comment on it. And you and I, being both Gen Xers, 69 baby, giddy up. It just seems like we've gotten to the point at our age where it's like, it's good to learn new things, especially when we're trying to help each other, in the space. You know what I mean? So that kind of learning I like doing. I like learning about that kind of stuff. Other kind of learning, and not so much. But if it helps people, that's great. So, and I really appreciate what you do with your show. So, I mean, what motivates you to do that kind of thing? I mean, I know you talked about how you got started streaming, but I mean, what keeps you doing the show? You do it. It seems like you do it on a daily basis, almost, right? Like at least every other day.
A couple of times a week. It's just whenever I get the energy to do it and everything. Obviously, Saturday night, I would, if I had a better work schedule. When Shane and I were talking about working at KRTD last year, he was talking about a daily show, and I would love to do it, but if I would have to have like a kind of a more normative hours to do that. And I could do like a 30-minute show each day, or an hour show each day, 5 days a week. That would have been perfect, but just my arrangement right now. So the Saturday night show works. I'm having audio problems that's hit and miss lately. I got to get a new computer, but that's beside the point. That's going to get resolved soon. But as I said, I enjoy doing what I do, and I just want to spread the word. And I just think I look at society, and I see society going in the wrong direction, and I just want to. It's just my way of venting out. America, what the fuck are you doing? Get some common sense. Let's go in this direction.
I gotta admit that. It took me a while to figure things out too, and if it weren't for some of the people in this space educating me way back when I first got in around here, I'd probably still be a shit lib saying, oh, Joe Biden's great, he's our only choice, that's everybody else is trying to kill us, he's at least, he's not that great, but he's not I used to make up excuses and stuff like that for like Bill Clinton and stuff like that, and now it's just like, oh, I just feel so unclean just thinking about even trying to defend somebody, because you can't defend that kind of shit. It's so open, it's so bald-faced.
I had to watch myself. So I was like, I was like, God, that was such a shitly take I just taken. I mean, just kind of like, I'm thinking to myself, this particular take is what's wrong with some people on the left. I mean, why we can't get anywhere. And so I have to kind of think about certain things now, and so I've evolved in the last few years. So I mean, it just a few short years ago, I mean, I was I was your typical person that would sit there and watch Chap House, which is fine, and think, oh, they're so edgy, I mean, and nothing against Chapo Trap House saying that, but I'm just just kind of beyond that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you can only take that stuff for so long, right? And especially like, I don't know, it's really easy to believe propaganda and just all this stuff, especially if you're around people who believe it too, right? So you almost, even if you don't believe it, you kind of do believe it through osmosis, through your friends or your family that you trust or whatever. And I've learned to not trust any of that stuff anymore. It's like I've seen some of my family's political takes, and they're just awful. Whereas like a few years ago, I probably would have been like, yeah, that sounds about right. I think evolution is key for anybody in this space if they want to do some good and actually create some progress, right? Because some people are doing it, some people are just just in here just to get clicks and stuff like that, which is fine. Whatever you want to do, that's your business. As long as you're not hurting anybody, I don't care. But don't don't tell me you're somebody in the space that you're trying to do some good for other people when you're just trying to do it for yourself. You know, it's like we already have enough people lying to us and stuff like that. We don't need any more people doing that. So, be vigilant, keep your eyes and ears open for fuckers that are, trying to take advantage of you or whatever. Know who your friends are. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I want to take this opportunity to say that I want to thank you and Jimmy and a few other folks in the past year because I had a window of opportunity here, and I'm glad to know the people that I know in this space and all that, and I know I'm in a good place. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you. It's good to have you. I mean, I actually, I discovered you through our buddy Lucy, who was my former INN cohort, Lucy from the Bronx, and yes, Blue Moon Red Wine, as you may know her on the YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We were talking the other day. She might be. I might be going on her show in July, or she might be coming on my show in July. We were talking about that. It's been a while, so.
I love Lucy. I mean the show too. But Lucy's one of these. Lucy kind of reminds me of Misty Winston a little bit. If you don't know them very well, you think they're just like raving bitches, right? Just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But when you start to get to know them and you understand why they're so sarcastic or why they're so blunt and stuff like that, it's like, understand. And everything's good. And I love Misty and I love Lucy. And I love people I didn't used to like people who were that blunt. I used to think, all right, you need to soften it up a little bit. Some people are a little sensitive. Now I'm just like, no, fuck it. We need more blunt. There's too much sensitivity these days. I mean, there's not enough sensitivities in the right areas where it's needed, and there's too much sensitivity in areas where it's definitely not needed. You know what I mean? And that's why we can't communicate with each other, because we're too busy wondering if we're hurting each other's feelings and stuff like that, and everything goes chaotic, and then nobody communicates. And that's the goal of the elites, to keep us separated.
It's funny you said that, because I was telling somebody the other day, America will flip a police car over for an election result that they don't like, or for assuming a different identity by accident, here in the United States. But in France, you fuck with their safety net, they'll flip a police car over that. I mean, that's the difference. They don't fuck around in France, and so
that's why they all wear casks. They all wear casks. See, I'm bringing it all the way back to the beginning when we talked about French. Remember, we said the French helmet, casque. So they have to wear a casque because they're all about it. Because they said we have no more fucks to give. Woo! Let us revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will that happen here though?
No.
How much?
Look, BlackRock and Vanguard literally vested so much more money this week in Ukraine, and all we cared about this week is a fucking submarine of 5 billionaires. What is it, like hundreds of people died in the ocean this week, immigrants trying to cross to the other side from Libya, poor people, and we didn't send anybody out there. Actually, I think it's another country's like military ship actually try to nudge it back to the so it could go to a different country, because it was a ship that was broken down. They filled it up with as many people and just let it drift, and it was drifting the wrong way. So the military ship nudged it to go to, I think it was Greece or something, and it ended up tipping over. People died. A lot of people are still missing, and we're worried about 5 people in a tin can, billionaires going down to see the Titanic that they paid $250,000 a pop for. So our propaganda is so thick, and it's so bad that we're just going down in a shithole. We might as well have fun while we can.
Well, that's the thing
mo-
right there. That's another thing. I have to take a look at injustice, and sometimes I have to go in and mock it and put it down and upset the wrong people, upset the people that deserves to be upset. Because there are people I do want to offend.
Mhm.
People who do not have wealth that will defend billionaires. I never gotten that.
I know.
I don't envy billionaires.
Mhm.
I'm not.
You want to know what it is? I learned this more psychology, stupid stuff that I know. So Americans mentally, like the majority mental state of Americans, if you can think about it this way, look at themselves as temporarily embarrassed millionaires.
Mhm.
So that's how every American thinks of themselves. So right now everybody's so broke, but they think that they have that chance to become it. So they're just temporarily not there yet. So they call it temporarily embarrassed millionaires, I believe. And that's why Americans, you see poor people rooting for the rich guys because they look up to that, because they think that they have a chance to be able to make that kind of money in their lifetime, which we don't.
No,
Well, that's all part of
this-
that's
Yeah.
all part of the propaganda too. It's just
Yeah.
when I was a kid, and Willie remembers this too. How many advertisements for Publishers Clearinghouse with what's his face on there? What's his
Ed-
name? Ed McMahon. Ed McMahon's going to come to your house with a check. You could be a millionaire any minute. All you got to do is just fill this out. Come on, it's only money. It's that kind of thing. It's like get rich quick schemes. That's what America's get rich quick schemes, and the backs of slavery are what built America. Okay, America is built on a sand foundation and is sinking into the sand because it did not build its house on a rock. Yes, I understand that's from the Bible too, and that's a parable, but it's the same thing. When you build your house on sand, the shit's gonna sink, and that's what's happening to this country, Because do you
It's
think we would be
happening to the
America if we had come to this country without slaves or any of that kind of stuff? No, we'd probably be a third world country. We'd probably be the indigenous people would probably still be running shit. You know what I'm saying? And we'd be the ones that are like on the reservations or whatever, But, somehow here we are, and that's the way history unfolded. So,
Yeah.
That's just so much sunshine and roses to end the show on. All this positivity. No,
Love it.
To be honest with you, I do see down the line people are going to reach a breaking point because we are humans after all. And even the shittiest spoiled human, or even the strongest human, they're going to have their breaking point. And when that happens, I think it's going to be something terrible. A lot of terrible things are going to happen. And that's what happens before really good things happen. A lot of terrible things happen. If you want change, it's going to come at a price. And the price might be steep, but are you willing to pay that price, or do you want to keep living your life the way you live it now? That's what every person in this country at least has to ask themselves. How far am I willing to go? How much am I willing to sacrifice in order to make these changes? And some people they like to talk about it, but they're not going to do it, because it's fun to talk about. But doing it, that's a totally different thing,
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
And
Did you guys
just
have fun?
remember, America is not the end all be all. It's not the beginning. It wasn't the beginning, and it's definitely not the end. Tons of empires in the history of humans have fell, and new ones have rose. Different ones new things, different things, bad decisions, good decisions, everything, So, a lot of people, when you grow up in America, you think that this is all that's ever been and that's all that's ever going to be. And it doesn't need to really be like that. Even if everybody doesn't revolt or there's not a revolution of the regular people, at least seeing the empire falling and maybe picking up the pieces and finding something different from that is worth it more than just revolting and starting a revolution. Maybe just letting it crumble and saving our own sanity.
We're in the throes of a second civil war right now in this country, and the 1%, they may disagree on the social issues, but they have the shared interest of protecting each other's wealth. So they're willing to have the rest of the population fight amongst themselves, and we're going to, our society's going to suffer as a result of it. And I think the United States will break up into several countries.
Sure, why not? I believe that. It's too big as it is. I agree.
Yeah,
I'll have to introduce you to Vermin Supreme for president. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's great.
Yeah, the original shoe on head. Just not quite as attractive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wants to give everybody free ponies.
He's pretty hot. Yeah. Come on. Let's give the man
I love him. That is the only person I've ever seen who's ever smoked weed out of a pipe that is shaped and made to look just like himself.
He smoked himself.
Gee.
Yeah, he's an interesting individual.
Love him.
Yeah.
Look, trust me, if I could smoke myself, you people would never see me again, okay? That's one thing for sure, is I would be gone.
That's right.
And on that note, we should probably say goodnight because I got to go to work tomorrow. And this is the new thing. So for here on out, we're still doing a secret show and try to do it at this time. This is the one thing I want to keep steady, right? Like every week, the secret show's coming. Unless, we say otherwise, right? And then the other shows like Mundus Ultra, I believe I may bring it back Wednesday night for our show with Robert Moore talking about astrophysics and stuff like that and space goodies. As for the main show, I'm thinking about changing it up a little bit. I may turn that into a panel show where we can interview guests and stuff like that. But like Willie says, life happens, and you got to deal with your life stuff too. I'm doing that. You're doing that. I mean, we're all doing that in one way or another. But Willie, I appreciate what you do, and I hope you keep doing it for as long as you want to. And I think it does make a difference. Maybe you think sometimes you're just shouting out into the darkness and nobody's listening, but a lot of people are listening. And what they do with that information remains to be seen, but at least they are receiving the message from people like you. And we need a lot more people like you in the space who are trying to break down politics for people. And, because not a lot of people get this kind of stuff. They don't want to get it. They don't care about it. It's just some mess that they don't think affects their lives one bit, but obviously it does. It affects them in ways they can't even imagine. So that's why people like you have to be here to educate others, and hopefully they start spreading the word too, maybe doing their own shows and so on. We want to get as many people in this space as possible and try to do as good as we can. So, and I appreciate you, and you too, Jimmy, too, for what you do as well. Even though you want to be more behind the scenes, the behind scenes stuff too is very important as well. So there are, I think everybody's just, I've seen a lot of people in the, like a lot of like the show hosts and stuff doing different things with their shows, people leaving, people doing other things and stuff like that. And that's the thing. Change always happens. Change is happening to these shows too, so, I'm sure change is going to happen to Willie's show too, whenever he was ready to evolve. So, and that's what I like about it. There's an evolutionary process to where you're not stuck on the same old thoughts and stuff. And even old dogs like me and Willie can learn new shit, then there's hope for the world. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
that's the way I look at it. But final thoughts, Willie? Anything you want to plug? I know you plugged you're going to be on JB's show. Anything else you got going on? Any side projects?
I'm trying to think right now. Other than the JB Font show and Jimmy and I's co-hosting next Thursday and the upcoming project, it's the summertime. I'm going to try to do the best I can.
Right.
Oh, and there's a trip to Portugal I'm planning to take next year. So
Nice.
Damn.
I'm
Good for you.
I'm hoping to take the trip next year. I'm working on it. I got to kind of budget myself. So
I always thought Portuguese was if you took Spanish and just put it in a microwave.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what my mother told me about the Portuguese language when she met my dad when he was in the Navy, and they were friends with one of my dad's fellow officers whose wife was Brazilian, and they would and she would have a conversation with my mom in Portuguese, and my mother will converse back in Spanish. And it would be a very choppy conversation, but they will kind of understand what they're saying. But it was, they will trip over it a little bit, but they'll roughly get what each other's saying. So I always wonder. My Spanish is terrible. I speak very little of it. I grew up at a time when nobody spoke Spanish around me, so times have changed. So I'm just trying to think. About that, and if I can brush up on my Spanish, I just wonder how I will get survive or not survive. I wonder how well I could get along in Portugal if I can master some semblance of Spanish.
Right on. Yeah, I've never been out of the country. I've never been out of the lower 48. So anybody that gets to see the world, I kudos to you. So I kind of want to go to Scotland and Ireland. I got families over there, some in England, but I don't really like those people. They're all right, but the Scots and the Irish, woo, the English, tea and crumpets, blah, 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 blah. It's not all English people. I know. I'm just saying. My grandfather was English, so I can make fun of people. Okay, that's
right.
Really can't.
Yeah, my dad's family, Scottish, Irish. My mom's family from Puerto Rico were of Spaniard, Basque descent, and the Taino Indian population in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
So I'm a Heinz 57.
Yeah, but you're like the fancy ketchup. You're not like the you're not like that cheap, food club version. You're like the good stuff. You're like Heinz. You're probably better than Heinz. You're like whatever rich people use for ketchup. That's what you are. So, yeah, you're ketchup.
It's very diverse.
I said they're talking about ketchup all night. You tell them rambling. All right, we need to get out of here. Jimmy, what is going on with you, doll? What do you got going on? Also, everywhere you want to find Willie stuff, let me make sure. It's in the description below, so all his links and stuff are down there. So, Jimmy, what's going on with you?
Nothing. I'm doing nothing. I don't know. If you want to play some video games, my name on video games is Eat My Beauty 69. If you can't find me, oh well.
Yeah, my gamer tag is Fuckface McGee, but then they made me change it. But I didn't.
I think I'm getting away with my name because they think it's like a makeup company that you could eat or something. So
Eat My Beauty. That's it.
Eat My Beauty.
Look,
makeup company you could eat, like edible makeup or edible lipstick or edible lotion. They probably think it's a makeup company.
It's lipstick. It's also dessert.
It's a possibility. I mean, it could work. Jessica Simpson made it in the mid 2000s. It was like edible body spray and lotion. It was ridiculous.
Ooh, edible.
It just tasted like cotton candy. It was horrible. It was like, 15-year-old girl's body spray that you could lick, and it was horrible. So that's why I'm thinking I can get away with it, because nobody has bugged me. My friends keep getting theirs taken down so much. Like, what was my friend Josh's last one was like, suck my butt. They took it off. They told me I had to change it. I can't, but Eat My Beauty, and I put a 69 at the end. They don't do shit with it. They're like, all right, cool.
That's like when we were coming up, video games at the local convenience store, right? So you get the high score and you get to put your initials up there, right? It's usually like 3 initials, and of course all the dipshits always had to put ass, or sex, or hot, or
That's right.
That's
right.
That kind of stuff. I can't think of any more 3-letter names, but
Yep.
you'd always go in there, you go to the quick stop, and somebody on the Journey video game has gotten number 1. Of course, their name is Ass. Like, yes.
That's right. That's the best.
Ass is always number 1 in more ways than one.
Yep. It's always what you could get away with in video games with your name. It's the best.
Yeah, nowadays
It's like you're leaving it's like leaving a digital legacy. That's what it is.
The other day I was playing No Man's Sky, and I tried to name one of my the Exocraft. I was going to name it Little P, right? Little, or LIL space PEE. Wouldn't give it to me. P.
Because of P.
Because of P.
Yep.
And the little urine sounds stupid, so I want to call it Little P. So I had to put PEA, like a bitch.
Oh.
Like a punk bitch. I let the video game tell me I couldn't use PEE. I'd use PEA.
Right.
Refusing my First Amendment rights. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we should get out of here because I really gotta go to sleep.
Okay.
Willie, I appreciate you coming on. Jimmy, you're always appreciated coming and hanging out and having a good time here. So
Yep.
I do want to apologize again for last week. Sorry about the Blade Runner for a solid hour and change. Had no idea, but I went back and found out what had caused it. I actually found out during the show what had caused it, but that was just so weird, just so weird.
I know.
And then there was a problem getting the Rockfin chats up on the screen too. So hopefully we got that fixed too, because we do not want to ignore our Rockfin people over there, Jim and Copeland and Death to Tyrants and the usual suspects that always hang out over there. We usually have a pretty good crowd on Rockfin, so that's pretty cool. So we're gonna keep doing Rockfin for a while. I don't know about Rumble yet. I want to focus trying to get Willie to 100 so we could get Willie started to. I think Willie should be streaming on Rumble. I think that's a good platform for you, Willie. I think you'll be, accepted pretty well over there as far as that concerned, because you shoot from the hip. You're not somebody that doesn't sound sincere in what you say. So we're gonna help you get to 100 at least on there, or maybe we can do something behind the scenes and maybe get you on there before. But let me see. I got to pull some strength, but I'll let you know. But anyway, I guess that's it for us. I'm sweating like a whore in church. And I'm ready to take another shower because, that's what I love doing, is just getting hot and taking showers. I want to thank Willie and Jimmy and everybody that showed up on the chats. If you're watching on Facebook and I don't know what happened with that. I don't know. Maybe it did work. I don't know. I didn't want to fuck with it. I don't want to make sure the other channels got on, and so I think they did too. So good night to everybody. We'll see you next week. Like I said, Wednesday maybe. I gotta contact Robert and make sure we're still good for Wednesday, but Wednesday evening, time to be determined. We're gonna have Mundus Ultra with Robert talking about space weirdness, space madness, and Jimpolines, or Jimmy Polines, as Rick calls
I was just
it.
laughing at that.
The Jimmy Poline.
Jimmy Pauline.
The Jimmy Pauline, they live inside of my head. The Jimmy Pauline, Pauline. Sorry.
I'm here for it.
Oh, didn't think he was going to get some cheap trick tonight, did you? Yes, you did. And there it is. So anyway, other than that, we will, as the shows come back, we'll let you know. Just check out the community tab on YouTube there. We're on Twitter. I'll make announcements on there and stuff. So anyway, love all of y'all. Appreciate you. We'll see you here on this show next week. And Jimmy, any final words?
Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone.
Ring, banana phone.
Thank you.
Willie, any last words?
Thank you all for having me here. I enjoyed every second of it, and everybody have a great night.
My parting words are these.
Fuck you! It's magic!
Good night, everybody.
I'm fooling you and you don't like it! Shut up, bitch!
Groovy.